Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. Today's video is packed with some seriously interesting insights, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. If you've been following Melody Sherry's journey, you've probably noticed something different about her lately. It's not just the new wigs or those cute dresses. No, it's deeper than that. There's a glow around her that's impossible to ignore. When you see her in her Instagram posts or short video clips, there's something you can't fake. She's at peace. She's smiling, and you can tell it's not for the cameras or for the gram. This is the real deal. It's like she's finally breathing again after being underwater for so long. But this peace didn't come easy, and as much as we see her living her best life now, we've got to remember where she's been. Not long ago, Melody's life was in chaos. She had to deal with Martell Holt's cheating, constant public scrutiny, and the drama that seemed to follow her every move. Remember those days when she was holding it all together? It wasn't easy, and no one could blame her for feeling like she was carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders. Martell, meanwhile, was out here building a second family behind her back while also trying to keep up with the public image of a perfect family. It was a lot for anyone to handle, but somehow, Melody found a way to flip the script without feeding into the drama. She just moved on, and in the process, she showed everyone how to do it with grace. Now let's be real for a second. Martell, despite his best efforts to play the role of the perfect dad and boyfriend, is having a hard time keeping up. We all know his relationship with Ariane has its ups and downs, and it's hard to ignore how much of their public life feels like it's about proving something to everyone else. Meanwhile, Melody is out here, glowing and genuinely happy, living life on her own terms. Her posts aren't about proving anything to anyone. They're just her living her best life with her kids. That's where the real peace comes from. When you stop chasing validation and start living for yourself. But let's talk about the big drama that's been getting people talking. Martell's court plan. A lot of people have been wondering if this full custody move is really about the kids, or if it's more about trying to get control over the narrative again. Feels more like a power play, doesn't it? It's been dropping hints here and there about his concern for the kids. But it doesn't really feel like the move is coming from a place of love. Fans have been quick to notice the timing of it all, right when Melody's living her best, peaceful life. And let's not forget the back and forth between Ariane and Melody. One minute, Ariane is quiet, and the next, she's sending passive-aggressive posts. It's clear that there's a lot of tension in that camp. And while Martell might be trying to play the role of the concerned dad, it's just not landing the way he probably hoped. I know you all want to hear more about what's going on in that situation, so make sure you stick around for the entire video. Trust me, things are about to get even more interesting. We all remember the messy moments on Love and Marriage, Huntsville, right? It's the way Martell and Melody's marriage fell. A part played out on TV for all to see, and it wasn't pretty. But now, we see Melody doing something different. She's moving forward and making moves that are bigger than reality TV. We can't forget that this is the same woman who went from dealing with a public breakup, the shame of infidelity, and constant media scrutiny to now running a successful beauty line and focusing on her mental health. Melody has turned her life around, and her focus is now on legacy, family, and building something that lasts beyond TV. While Martell is busy trying to post family photos and make it seem like everything is perfect, Melody is quietly winning. She's building her empire with 7th Avenue Beauty, a brand she's created with her own hands. This beauty line isn't just about selling products. It's about making sure her community feels seen and heard. It's not just a businesswoman. She's a woman who understands the power of uplifting others. And here's the kicker. Melody's not doing it for validation. She's doing it because it's what she loves. And that's what makes it so powerful. We see her every day on social media, sharing snippets of her life with her 4 kids. And those moments, they aren't staged. They're real. It's not the fancy lighting or the professional photos that make her posts so impactful. It's the fact that she's living a life that so many people dream of. One filled with joy, peace, and purpose. You can see it in the way her kids look at her. It's It's clear they feel safe, loved, and protected. That's the kind of foundation Melody is building, and it's amazing to watch. Meanwhile, Martell seems to be constantly playing catch-up. His posts, his photos, it's like he's trying to convince the world of something that doesn't match his reality doubt. Now, I know you're wondering what this all means for Martell's future. If you've been following his journey, you know that he's been trying to keep up with the narrative. He's had some intense moments on Instagram and has tried to show that he's all about family and healing. But it's all starting to feel like a performance, not real growth. And here's the thing, when you perform for the cameras, people can sense it. It's like trying to sell a product that's not as good as advertised. Fans aren't fooled. They remember the infidelity, the lies, and the heartbreak. They remember how Melody had to hold it all together while Martell went off and did his own thing. And no matter how many perfect family photos he posts, people still see the cracks. But what makes this even more interesting is Ariane. She's been very vocal, especially when it comes to Melody. One day she's quiet, and the next she's dropping cryptic messages on Instagram. It's almost as if she's trying to make herself relevant in a situation that was never really about her. And the thing is, when you're constantly trying to prove something to others, it only makes you look insecure. Melody doesn't even have to react to any of it. She's too busy thriving. And that's where the real power lies. When you stop reacting to the noise, when you start focusing on what truly matters, that's when everything shifts. Melody is an example of that kind, of power. Now, back to Martell's court plan. We've all heard the rumors. People are saying that his move for full custody isn't really about the kids. It's about control, and fans aren't buying it. They're skeptical of his motives, especially given the timing of it all. We've seen this before. Every time Martell posts something on Instagram, he's trying to control the narrative. But the truth is, you can't control the truth. You can't force people to believe something that doesn't align with reality. And that's where Melody has the upper hand. She's not out here chasing attention. She's not posting passive-aggressive messages or trying to win anyone over. Instead, she's letting her life speak for itself. Her journey is about more than just healing from the past. It's about building a future that aligns with her values and dreams. And that's something Martell can't take away from her. No matter how hard he tries. The most interesting part about all of this is the shift in power dynamics. Once upon a time, Martell was the one running the narrative. He was the one who controlled the story, and everyone else followed his lead. But now, Melody is the one calling the shots. She's the one showing up, running her businesses, and taking care of her kids. That's what's bothering Martell the most. He's no longer the center of attention. It's no longer the one everyone is looking to. And it's driving him crazy. But here's the reality. The public is no longer buying into his narrative. They're not interested in his PR stunts or his courtroom drama. They're watching Melody and they're cheering her on. She's the one who's winning right now, and her victory is rooted in peace, not drama. She's not out here trying to warm up anyone. She's out here living her life, creating a legacy, and doing it with grace. And that's what makes her comeback so powerful. I hope you're seeing what I'm seeing here. Martell's move for full custody wasn't about the kids. It was about control. And the more he tries to control the narrative, the more it slips through his fingers. Melody's out here living her truth, and it's something that can't be faked. That glow, it's real. That peace, it's earned. And no amount of courtroom drama or Instagram posts is going to change that. Melody isn't just winning because of her businesses or her social media success. She's winning because she's learned. The most important lesson: peace doesn't come from external validation. It comes from within. There's no amount of media attention or courtroom drama that can touch the calm she's found. And this is what makes her journey so remarkable. We watched her go through the hardest time in her life, but now we see her as a woman who has fully embraced her worth. She's not out here competing with anyone, and certainly not with Martell or Ariane. She's moving forward, one day at a time, and that's something you can't fake. What's interesting is that even though Martell is trying to reclaim some form of control, it's only making his situation worse. The more he tries to prove to the public that he's a good father, the more he looks like he's trying too hard.